everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is May 20th, 2024. In this video, we're going to talk about some very important stuff. Things that are happening in the world, things that are happening to us spiritually, and hopefully we're going to be encouraged by the end of this video and more equipped. That's the goal of this video. Now then, shout out to the viewers who were so kind to email me this right here. Y'all, this is what I was talking about in my last video. The Latvian government put this out last week for its citizens. How to act in case of war. Now, this has been translated, Google translated. I also have the Latvian one, the Latvian language one. I mean, I don't know even how to say that. But this is the one I printed out, obviously. Y'all, look how thick that is. It's over 90 pages. That's stinking amazing. There's a lot of good information in this. Excuse me. If I were technically savvy enough, I would put a link to how to get this, y'all, in the description box below. I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure that out, but I'll do the best I can. We're going to read this. We're going to read out of this. I don't know if we're going to read this whole thing, not in this video, but I'm thinking I'm going to do a series of videos where we just read this, y'all, and look at the pictures. Y'all, it has pictures. Look at that nice family getting ready for nuclear war. Wow. I mean, I don't mean to laugh at that, y'all. I do kind of think it's funny in a twisted kind of way, like, yeah, this is where we're at. I'm also going to read to you something I wrote down after I worshiped God this morning. I wrote it down in my journal. I think you'll find it insightful. Now, the biggest thing on the landscape of the world that's happened is the Iranian president is dead, and so is his second underneath him in that horrible helicopter accident. I don't know what the fallout's going to be from that, y'all. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the truth is. I'm accepting that straight up. I'm not even going to try to come up with a scenario here, but I am going to say that's tilted the world a little bit on a shaky world to begin with. That event that happened yesterday has tilted the world again, and we're a little bit more unsteady based on that event. By this time next week, are we going to even be thinking about it? Are we going to be remembering it? I don't know. There was an assassination attempt last week on oh, y'all, I can't remember the country. Please help me out in the comment section. I don't mean any disrespect to their prime minister, but he was shot 5 times. It was a NATO country. He is fighting for his life in the hospital. So, y'all, there's evil everywhere on the earth, and a lot of death. And remember, y'all, I don't want to emphasize this because I really here's what bugs me. Okay, I'm just going to not couch this in nice words. Here's what really bugs me. When people say, oh, the devil made me do that. Oh, I got a little devil right here on my shoulder telling me, a little angel over here. I just want to say, no, stop it. That's not a little devil. I mean, he's not funny. It's not something to joke about. He wants to murder you. He wants to kill you. The devil made you do it is one step towards a murderer. Do you understand that, Christians? I don't know. I try not to go, crazy. And, when I hear people say that, I've learned just to kind of walk away. But still, oh my word, y'all, the devil is serious. He is our enemy, all right? It's not something to laugh about or be funny about. And it bugs me when people are that way, but that's me being me. All right, y'all. Now, I'm going to read out of this how to act in case of war. All right? Go to the world map and see where Latvia is. And also, NY Prepper has been very good about bringing news of Europe, and so has Canadian Prepper, City Prepping, and then Full Spectrum Survival. I have to filter all of them, y'all. I have to filter all of them, and you will too. So just use your discernment and wisdom and common sense. You don't have to gobble up every single word they say. Glean what you need to and walk away from what you don't want. Do the same thing with me. My goodness. All right, there's a table of contents. I'm not going to read you that. Here's the preface. I'm sorry. I will try not to laugh. I'm not laughing at this. I'm laughing because I'm like, are you serious? Are we really here? Yes, we are. So if I laugh, it's only because I really inside want to cry, probably. So here's the first picture, the first little clip art. It's that. That's it. Okay. Well, this is serious. We're not talking bad weather here. Although I'm going to tell you about bad weather here in a little bit. But, okay, here we go. I'm just going to read a little bit, y'all. Let's see what they have to say. And I know other channels have done this too. We'll just read until we get tired of reading. It'll just be a few pages here. And on each page, I mean, the page isn't covered up the whole page. It's just a little blip. Okay, preface. Latvia is protected by both our national armed forces and NATO. We are a member of the world's strongest political military alliance, and the NBS develops combat capabilities and participates in exercises together with allied partners. The NBS must be what they call their military. All right, however, Latvia's security also depends on our individual and collective readiness to act in the event of a crisis. This is our joint task to strengthen the national defense, and we can all do it by supplementing our knowledge and preparing for a possible crisis situation. A developed culture of crisis preparedness is a prerequisite for the resilience of the society and the viability of the country. It is the joint readiness of the entire society to act in case of crisis and war. The ability to continue to provide critical functions and services, as well as to support the NBS in defense operations. Developing readiness for action begins with personal involvement, initiative, and responsibility of each individual. It is raising awareness of national security issues, the ability to handle weapons. I'll repeat that. The ability to handle weapons, more active involvement in national defense, and, more active involvement in national defense, the ability to take care of oneself and one's fellow human beings, as well as desire to engage in a pre-informed and learned form of national defense support. So the pre-information is this right here. All right. Kudos to you, Latvia. Here we go. Next page. Ukraine has been fighting against Russian aggression since 2014. During this time, Ukraine has strengthened its resistance as well as mobilized the entire society to fight against the occupiers. Ukraine's experience must be taken into account, and its lessons learned must be used to prepare Latvian society for the worst possible scenario, a military invasion. The worst possible scenario, a military invasion. Are you taking notes? The purpose of this information, let me back up. The purpose of this informative material is to provide information to the citizens of Latvia to help them prepare for war by planning the necessary resources in time and developing action algorithms. Most of the information included in the manual can be used during peacetime, but certain sections can be used when a special legal regime has been established in the country. State of emergency or state of exception. The state of emergency is intended to overcome the country's military threat in an organized manner. That sounds like martial law to me. All right, the state of war is not a separate legal regime in the sense of the laws of Latvia, but it reflects the actual state of affairs in relation to another country. The aggressor may not formally declare war. The aggressor may not formally declare war, but carry out another type of special operation against our sovereignty and territorial integrity, or hybrid activities, the overall severity and impact of which would be comparable to war. Okay, let that soak in a little bit. In order to avoid interpretation and ambiguities, the Latvian legislator has defined a state of exception as a special legal regime within the framework of which we will also overcome the war. Before using this material, please familiarize yourself with the booklet. With the booklet 72 Hours: How to Act in the Event of a Crisis, where the most important recommendations are given for actions in the event of a war in the first days of a military conflict. The detailed information contained in this guide will help you prepare and respond appropriately to and survive national crisis when the service's capacities to provide support will be limited. Carefully read this guide, analyze the information received, and consider your action plan. Man, I do that every single day. What about y'all? Save this information and share it. Here we go. I'm saving it and I'm sharing, and I'm not even Latvian. Okay, so now we go to the real, that was just the preface, y'all. Now we go to the real book, the story. Okay, here it is. Here's the first little thing. Individual persistence. Another lovely picture of a family. It's the same as the cover picture. Yes, same as the cover picture. They got a little girl there. They got their water, their medical stuff, and their food. And clearly it looks like a bug out bag to me, y'all. What do y'all think? This red thing over here. So that's what the picture is. So a picture's worth 1,000 words. I will go to my deathbed believing that. Okay, how to prepare for war. And if y'all can see the print, y'all, I can't hardly see anyway. How to prepare for war. It should be taken into account that electricity, water, heating, and gas supplies may be interrupted as a result of hostilities. Well, crap. I don't like that first sentence. I don't want that interruption, and neither do these people. But clearly, they're at the threshold. I believe this. The operation of telecommunications, mobile communications, and internet services, ATMs, payment by bank cards, shops, and pharmacies may be completely or partially interrupted. Therefore, I love that word because it tells us that's what it's there for. Therefore, make sure you have supplies of water, food, medicine, cash, and household items. More detailed information on how to do this can be found in the chapters of this. The chapters entitled How to Prepare Water Supplies, What Products to Include in Home Supplies, and Medicine. Okay, cool. That was easy. I got through that first page without, freaking out. Here we go. Next page. How to prepare your residence. Oh, do we want to get into how to prepare your residence? Let's see what's next. Y'all, I think we're going to stop right there. What number page is this? Yes. We are going to stop right there. We will pick up on how to prepare your residence, which I think it sounds, I'm doing my little earmark there on the bottom. That's where we're stopping for today for story time. And I don't mean to make light of this, y'all. Please don't be oversensitive about that in the comment section. I'm just saying, y'all, it is what it is. I'm glad we're reading it, though. So far, I haven't learned a lot that I didn't already know, except I find it that they're being very bold in their honesty. They're like they're not mincing words. They're like, war, invasion. This sucks bad, y'all, but you got to do this. Get ready. It's better to be ready than to be caught off guard, man. That's how I feel about a lot of things. All right. In this word, I'm going to read to you here in just a second. And I'm going to read also from Psalms 46. In this word, there's a reference to being able to look at a thunderstorm or storm cloud and tell if it has hail in it. Hail. I've done a video about this. Y'all know where I live. You know, you live long enough, you can see a cloud and you say that has hail in it. You can tell by the color of it. Sometimes you can hear the hail before it even gets to where you live. The roar of it is massive. So, yeah. So that's coming up. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to read what I wrote today in the journal. But first of all, this. Psalms 46. Hang on to these words this day. Everybody. Especially if you live around Latvia or in Latvia. Here we go. God is our refuge and strength, always ready to help in times of trouble. Yep. So, we will not fear when earthquakes come and the mountains crumble into the sea. Let the oceans roar and foam. Let the mountains tremble as the waters surge. A river brings joy to the city of God, the sacred home of the Most High. God dwells in that city and cannot be destroyed. From the very break of day, God will protect it. The nations are in chaos, and their kingdoms crumble. God's voice thunders, and the earth melts. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. Come see the glorious works of the Lord. See how he brings destruction upon the world. He causes wars to end throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and snaps the spear. He burns the shield with fire. Be still and know that I am God. Say that one more time. Be still and know that I am God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world. The Lord of heaven's armies is here among us. The God of Israel is our fortress. All right, we need to remember that as we prepare for war. America, you need to take, I don't even know what I did with that little booklet. Oh, here it is. You need to take heed. This booklet, y'all, it will help you. It will help me. I believe war is coming to our shores some point in time in my lifetime. But I don't know when. Could be another 10 years. I don't know. Feels like it's going to be, could be tomorrow. All right, here we go. This is what I wrote on May 20th, 2024. And I had been praying and talking to God about the death of the Iranian president and how real it was. I mean, how I needed to respond. And this is what I heard the Father say. I say this, my child. Run for cover. The works of the enemy are at hand. The boiling over of darkness is spilling across the earth. Tidy up the rooms of your ark. Strengthen your shelter in me by letting me be the fortification against the rising floodwaters. Do you see the dark clouds on the horizon? There's hail, Hail and Hell, in those storms, for many have rejected my salvation. Oh, the sorrow. For the clock is ticking faster now. The timeline of man has quickened. The dial to the deadline is turned. The events of this earth are about to come into rapidness. What will this be? How soon? How much longer? As if that's what we're asking. I ask you this. Did Noah know when the first drop fell? Did Noah see the drop hit the earth? My daughter, shelter in me as Noah sheltered in the ark. I provide for my children. What is about to unfold on the world stage is one more drop in the flood waters rising. Soon the last drop will fall, causing the dam to break, destruction to ravage the earth. Shelter in the ark of my embrace. Hold fast to me. Brace inside my love. Be calm under my promises. This storm has hail, H-I-L and H-E-L-L in it. Take cover, take cover, take cover. And that was it. Whatever's going on in your life, don't let this scare you. Walk in faith, be still, and know that God is God. If you don't know Jesus, now is the time to come to him. Repent from whatever evil or sin you're living in and just start talking to him. Start a conversation. Commit your life to him and receive an adoption as his child and an inheritance of heaven, an afterlife. Everybody has an afterlife. Some's going to be in heaven, some's going to be in hell. This is the time we decide. Because once you're dead, dead is dead. You don't get to decide after that. That's all I have, y'all. We'll meet again as soon as I can. We'll read more out of this manual. Stay close to Jesus and stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.